Safeway has everything you need to get ready for Thanksgiving. This week at Safeway, get whole Signature Farms Grade A frozen turkey 10 to 15.5 pounds for $8 each or 16.1 to 22 pounds for $10 each. Member price with a minimum $50 purchase. While supplies last, limit one per household. Plus, mix or match select berries like 1 pound of strawberries or 6 ounces of blueberries, red raspberries, or blackberries and get them 3 for $10 member price. Visit Safeway.com or head in store for more deals.
One thing I do want to do before we get to more calls is travel over to the United States. You might be wondering why. So at 2:40, I am just going to take us over for a bit. The reason is extraordinary story. Slightly flown under the radar here. The US, the United States, has narrowly avoided a government shutdown with just 3 hours spare before current funding expired. Had a deal not been struck, and this is the thing that jumped out at me, had a deal not been reached, 4 million government employees would have been left unpaid, with national parks and financial regulators forced to shut their doors. LBC's Washington correspondent Simon Marks has more. What's been going on, Simon?
You know what the most extraordinary thing about this story is, Sangita?
Go on.
They did it with 3 hours to spare. Normally they do it in the dying minutes at the 11th hour and the 59th minute, but we actually...
This is a good result. Oh my God.
Spared everybody a late night. We dodged the bullet yet again here. Look, America is the only country that goes through these lurching crises time and again. As regular listeners will know, we're threatened with a US government shutdown. Sometimes they do shut the government down. The last time it happened, the government was closed for, I think, 35 days. Federal workers this Sunday morning here in the United States can breathe a sigh of relief. Millions of them. They will be going to work tomorrow and they will be paid for their work. The military will continue to be on patrol and paid for its patrols as normal. Those national parks and Washington's museums will be open, and America's poorest citizens will be able to sleep easy at night knowing that there is no risk of any kind of delay to the benefits that they are paid to sustain them. But all Congress did last night is kick the can down the road by 45 days. This was a temporary stopgap measure that the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Republican Kevin McCarthy, forged by seeking Democrat support. Another extraordinary thing. We hardly ever see very much action across the political aisle, but he couldn't get the backing of his own Republicans for this move because they are generally infuriated at the size of President Biden's budget proposal, $6.9 trillion. They say President Biden is addicted to public spending. They wanted to shred it and gut it completely. Well, in the event, this temporary measure leaves much of President Biden's proposals in place, but it very specifically halts all funding for Ukraine for at least 45 days. So there's 2 or 3 separate things that are going to take place over the next 45 days. First, President Biden says this was a completely unnecessary crisis. He wants funding restored for Ukraine immediately. That is going to be a massive bun fight in the House of Representatives, where the far right of the Republican Party want not another dime to be heading in Ukraine's direction. Secondly, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Kevin McCarthy, is now going to face a leadership challenge. So we're going to see all of that upheaval as the far right within the party accuses him of treachery for working with the Democrats and seeks to unseat him. And thirdly, just in time for the Thanksgiving holiday, I can hardly wait. The country's going to be running out of money again, and we're going to be peering into the abyss of another government shutdown. So put it in your diary. 45 days from now, I think it's November the 17th, we will be back where we started.
We will be. Simon Marks, LBC's Washington correspondent, thank you very much.
Safeway has everything you need to get ready for Thanksgiving. This week at Safeway, get whole Signature Farms Grade A frozen turkey 10 to 15.5 pounds for $8 each or 16.1 to 22 pounds for $10 each. Member price with a minimum $50 purchase. While supplies last, limit one per household. Plus, mix or match select berries like 1 pound of strawberries or 6 ounces of blueberries, red raspberries, or blackberries and get them 3 for $10 member price. Visit Safeway.com or head in store for more deals.